Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Digital Success Series. This is another episode where we are going to talk about some doers who are actually doing it in the industry. Today, we are at Eden Realty, a premium real house estate based out of the city of Calcutta. They have taken up a number of steps in the real estate for it and have created some real good experiences, affordable as well. Join me in welcoming Mr. Arya Sumant, who is the Managing Director at Eden Realty, and alongside him is Mr. Kumar Satyaki, Joint Managing Director again at Realty Realty. Welcome, gentlemen, and thanks a lot for joining me.
Thank you, Sayed, and we are pleased that you are giving us an opportunity to share our experiences, and we hope it might give a better insight to someone else as well.
Arya, my first question is to you. To be honest, you now are in an area where real estate itself is a very costly. It's a very a product which people take a lot of time to buy. So often the marketing funnel, which is there in the real estate, is pretty long. But with digital coming into your ball game as a medium, how do you think it is evolving and helping you out in the whole marketing funnel what you have?
See, the biggest advantage with digital is the behavioral analysis that we get, and that is something which we do not when we are talking about standard mediums like we're talking about newspaper or television. So we do have certain ratings and methods in place to measure the number of viewership, but digital gives you more accurate numbers. Digital gives you more accurate numbers, and the tracking ability allows you to create customized sales pitches and campaigns according to the customers and your target audiences. So how digital helps very well if you have, because you know when we have to advertise it is a mass advertise, so we have to just kind of a broadcast, we have to send it to everybody. Digital allows you to do a multicast, so now you can just break that audience, and and for each segment you can have something to say which might interest them,
right,
to make the sales.
Right.
So that I think is digital is actually a boon for the real estate industry, because it is helping us drive our costs lower than what we used to spend earlier.
So one of the major things now digital is allowing you to reduce your cost, control it, and actually you have a very targeted approach to who you're actually reaching out. So that's one of the output you think is that's an insight which I think is now getting it rampant across all the industries, and people are now relying, if you agree. Now that you're an organization who wants to go and do digital, so you might reach out to multiple. Now digital also has multiple partners with you. So what are some of the thoughts you keep while you decide that this is the right partner for you, who will help you out in the whole process, in your whole journey of your digital journey, to be exact?
See, when you're talking about a digital partner, the most important thing is that they have to be very technologically competent. So they have to know the current technology. It's not just that they know technology is 20 years hence or 20 years before, because technology changes at a very rapid pace. So we want to work with an organization. The first thing that we see is what all things they're doing in the present market and which all new tools they are working with. So that's one of the most important thing. But they may be technologically competent, but do they have the domain knowledge?
Right.
Because we do not have the time to invest in that. So you may be very technologically competent, you know all the tools, but then if you don't know about real estate, then that flavor, we cannot help to inculcate that thing in you.
Right.
It is something which you have to acquire on your own, and then only you can help us.
Right.
And again, if we start working together, probably some of our experience may rub off on you and vice versa, but then domain knowledge is very important. And even if you have all that, you have to understand that this digital medium, what it requires is a lot of agility, and because here, since we are able to target multiple segments at once, and we are able to gauge their responses real time. So like if I bring out a newspaper ad, it takes me some time to get a feedback on how the ad has fared, probably 7 days, 10 days, and again they are all just perceptions. But here, because of the digital medium, we are able to get direct answers from the actual end users, and that shapes our advertising stories. So digital partner has to have a good team and have to be very flexible and provide very swift results or swift campaigns like we desire, and so these are like few of the things that we essentially look at if we are selecting a digital partner. And we are very happy. We have worked with IndusNet, and our experience has till now been very good, and we hope that IndusNet continues with the same zeal in the future as well.
Right. So that's something which I think maybe we add value is the first. Definitely, there are technology companies across the globe, lot bigger sizes than what we are right now, or they're a lot smaller sizes than what we are right now. The second attribute is something which we have fortunately attributed because of people like you across the industry have been able to rely on us, so we come with the domain knowledge as well. And flexibility is something which you have to be across. So to be honest, domain knowledge and flexibility is something which organizations have to incur. I'm pretty sure you will also be working exactly in the same domain for your internal system, because everyone has to now become agile and flexible in their work culture. Moving on, Kumar, Satyaki, I was just getting you in the conversation. So digital now is actually changing how you operate. You are now moving. So I understand that you had a generation before who was leading the whole circle. Now you have just walked in and you want to change. And I'm pretty sure that you would be relying on digital as a medium to change it.
Absolutely.
So how do you think digital has changed and how revolutionary it is in terms of the way the real estate industry now operates?
See, one thing that digital has done is that it is now easy to actually market to our targeted audiences better and be more specific. Our campaigns are now more targeted, more specific, and as Bhaiya said, we can now analyze the behavior of the customer,
Right.
and based on the behavior again we can directly target them and campaign accordingly.
Right.
Another thing is that the cost efficiency right now in digital is the best compared to the traditional mediums that we're talking about. So that is one big point. And one more thing that I saw was that in newspaper ads, let's say if we bring out a front page ad, that will be for one day.
Right.
And you can see we probably in 2 weeks or 3 weeks we'll be doing one newspaper ad, one front page ad, and then we'll have to follow up on that lead. It can get very hectic on that particular day, and then the leads die down and all those things happen. With digital, this can be consistent.
Right.
We can expect similar number of leads every day.
Right.
We can, and this is one of the big things about digital, that it has a lot of consistency in it. And then one more thing is that the information dissipation through digital is like the most revolutionary part of digital, because if we have new information about our product or project, or if there is a new scheme, or if there's some information that we want to share with all our customers, even the existing customers, then it is very difficult to go through the other traditional mediums.
Right.
But it is very easy through the digital medium, and it's very cost effective again. We are able to do that at either zero cost or at a very low cost. Nominal cost.
Wonderful. Satyaki, you really highlighted three major points which I understand the real estate is going through and its benefit from the digital revolution. To be honest, is one, you now able to disseminate information much faster. The second is your approach is more transparent, only because you're able to create assets and even regulations coming in. The third is your digital is more cost effective compared to other traditional mediums. But what do you think will be the major change which you think will be out of these 3 points which you raised?
I guess that transparency through which we are able to communicate with our customers, and the ease with which we are able to dissipate this information in a very targeted way. This is the most important thing.
And do you think real estate struggles currently because of this? Because people are not able to understand what exactly your product is. Has a lot of apprehensions about the product, which maybe digital is able to give a resolution to.
Definitely. See, the reason is that most buyers are able to buy a house or a home for just once or twice.
Right.
So they do not have enough information or knowledge about the product, about real estate beforehand.
Right.
And once they buy it again, they will not be using that information again.
Right.
So because of that, gaining that information has very low incentive for them till they're actually buying it.
Okay.
And at that point, if we are able to educate them better, if we are able to be more transparent, then they will probably that way, because that way we'll be able to sell faster.
Wonderful.
At the same time, we also need to understand one thing, that real estate, although they only have to learn once,
Right.
but that is probably going to be their biggest investment in their life.
But I think they learn once, but advise multiple times.
Multiple times.
That could be something which people actually look after, and that's what they do. So Arya, moving on, I know you're spending a lot. I know you're now gradually making a better spend in digital, and I see even in the stats you have that US is now spending more on digital compared to traditional media, and you might as an organization also do that in the coming future. So right now, what are some of the digital advertising techniques you look after, and how do you basically plan that out, and how do you use it in your day-to-day execution, maybe with a partner or at your own end?
See, one of the digital techniques that we have found to give us the best result is the remarketing. Because earlier we had a lot of customer informations, but then we did not have many more mediums to reach them. If we send out a newspaper ad and then we got a lot of inquiries, but then we did not have, other than calling them multiple times, we did not have that many mediums to dissipate the required information to them, or if we have been able to do a behavioral analysis of what they are looking at in our product, if we are able to anticipate what might be their future queries, then through digital medium it is very easier to reach them and resolve their queries. So remarketing is something which we have found to give us the one of the better digital marketing techniques that has been done.
Okay, so I just read it somewhere about remarketing is that they say now that remarketing allows you, it irritates your customer but actually does not allow them to see your competitors. So you are everywhere. So people start following you and then believe that you are the right person. So I don't know, remarketing is now gradually picking up and people are focusing on it because the more you have interested customers who are interested in your buy, the more you want to engage with them. That's something you keep in mind while you plan your remarketing stuff?
So with our remarketing, the general idea is that once a customer has shown interest in our product and till the time or through our feedbacks we get to know that no, they are not interested in it, we try and send them all project related information which might give him a better insight or help him whether he wants to buy a flat in our property or not. So we tend to use it for that purpose.
Apart from digital marketing, digital also allows is marketing automation. This is something which you are discovering at your end and you're putting it into use anywhere in your organization currently?
Yes, we have been working on it. I would not say that we have been using it extensively, but we have been looking at ways how we can do it, because when you're talking about digital, then automation is kind of something that it allows you to do it, because if I tell about manual processes, then automation doesn't come easily. But with digital, since everything is binary, then you can easily figure out that if this happens, then do this.
Right.
So since we have that option available with us, we've been looking at multiple ways to reach our audience, to connect with our audiences, so that like if a customer has visited our site and we have to get feedback from them, so we can automate that process.
Right.
We can, so as soon as the site visit is complete, we can just send them an SMS, ask them to fill up a form, let us know what they felt about the project.
Right.
Then there are many marketing automations that we can do based on their behavior. So like we were discussing a while back that if I send an email out, I know whether that customer has opened that email, whether he has clicked on a link or not. If he has done that particular activity, we can then lead them to something else, and we can actually build a story based on his actions, because we are able to track and know his interest in real time. So we are able to immediately create a story for him so that he is able to understand our product better.
Okay. So moving on, Kumar, now that digital is evolving, and one of the areas where I think real estate is looking to have a good hands-on is virtual reality. I'm pretty sure you also might be discovering something at your end. How do you think virtual reality will evolve? Do you see it changing the way how people buy?
Definitely, because till now we have to make people imagine, especially for the under construction flats, we have to make them imagine or probably show them some 3D images through which they can imagine that, okay, fine, when flat will be ready, it will be looking like this, or I can do the interiors like this, and we'll be getting these kind of views.
Right.
But with virtual reality, it will be much easier for people to actually see. It You don't
Right.
have to imagine that much. They can see more than imagine less. So
Right.
that is going to help them. So that is going to happen, but right now there is some bottleneck, as in it is still not that user friendly. We need to make it more user friendly.
Okay.
And the ergometrics right now are not suitable to go to the masses.
Right.
Like if we do a very high quality virtual reality, video or virtual reality tool, then it can only be used at our marketing offices, and the customers will have to come and see. It cannot go up on the website.
Right.
Because if you send it on the website, it will become too slow and the customers cannot use it.
Right.
So it has to go, it has to, that kind of ease has to come. So someday that we can directly put it up on the website, and the customer sitting at his home can actually look at those virtual reality tools and help them make decisions.
Right.
So that is something that I'm waiting for. That is
Right. So this is a shout out to everyone who is working on the VR front, that you have a buyer waiting. Just make it more user friendly, make it more ergonomic friendly, and you will have the deal right away. Right.
I just want to add something to it, that 80% of our flats are sold during the under construction phase, when
Okay.
customers cannot see the flats.
Right.
So virtual reality is the future, there's no doubt about it, but then we cannot give half-baked experience to our customers. So you
Wonderful.
have to have a workable, viable solution.
Right.
Once that is there, I think every major player will immediately lap it up.
Wonderful. So this is again a shout out. Guys, you can catch hold of them once you have the product ready. Thanks guys. So far you have been able to understand how digital has been changing your industry and what your people are doing. Now this part of the question, we'll ask you a couple of questions which is more of personal, which is more specific to your domain. So my first question goes to you, Arya. What advice do you think young entrepreneurs who are just starting their journey in the industry of real estate, what should they keep in mind? What's an advice or a piece of something which you want them to carry from you?
See, I'm myself very young, so I don't know whether I should be advising youngsters or not. But if you want an opinion, what I would say is that real estate industry is very difficult to get into. So if you're able to come in this industry, try and bring some modern techniques into this. So be it digital, be it some modern construction techniques, because construction and real estate, even in India, it has to evolve, and only the newer generation can do it.
Right.
So my advice would be that just innovate and take risks in that direction.
Right.
Don't hold yourself back.
So anyone who's looking to enter, it's simple, innovate and have the ability to take risks. And real estate players and real estate stalwarts are ready to actually accept you. That's what I understand. Kumar, this is the last question of it. Now, understanding that we have been doing the idea of this whole web series is to talk about digital success. Now, digital success has different meaning for different organizations, different meaning for even an individual working different in the same organization. What exactly digital success mean for you, assuming that you will soon be wearing the digital torch for your organization?
For us, digital success would be if we are able to connect with our customers better in a more transparent way, and we can increase the ease of buying for the customers.
Okay.
Ease of buying as in they should be able to buy their flats online within 10 minutes.
Okay.
And you can do everything digitally. You can do everything online. They can, in the future, they can actually go and pay for their flats, they pay their installments and everything online. That will be a digital success for us. So, as I said, connecting better with the customers is the main aim.
So we are basically looking at making an Amazon experience even in real estate buying.
And that starts with the pre-sales. From the pre-sales, from the advertising, from there let's go till the end, till we actually give them possession of their real flat.
That's a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us. This was really interesting. I'm pretty sure people who are watching out you live right now would be happy to listen. We will soon have someone else. You have anything to add before we leave?
I think it was great talking to you, and it feels very great talking about a virtual thing in a real estate. So because they are poles apart, they are two absolutely opposite things. But I think it's time, and with the digital penetration increasing at a very rapid pace in India, I think it is time that real estate embraces the virtual technology with open arms, and I'm sure that this virtual aspect will help us connect with our audiences even more in the future.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot for joining, guys.
I'll be at Digital Success for Real Estate Summit on 10th May 2019, brought to you by IndusNet Technologies and Credai Bengal. Hope to see you there. Thanks.
Hi, I'll be there at Digital Success for Real Estate on 10th of May, brought to us by Credai Bengal and IndusNet. Hope to see you there.